When Naoya Inoue first stepped onto American soil, there was curiosity in the air, but there was also doubt. Outside of Japan, he was still something of a mystery to casual fans. An undefeated champion with frightening knockout numbers, yes, but a product of lower weight classes and home country advantages, according to skeptics. Critics whispered that he had been carefully matched, that his opponents stood directly in front of him, that he had never truly been tested under bright American lights. They questioned whether the monster was a marketing invention or a genuine pound-for-pound destroyer. What happened next didn't just answer those questions. It erased them. By 2017, Inoue had already dismantled the best available challengers in Japan. Titles in multiple divisions, a spotless record, and a highlight reel filled with brutal finishes had built his reputation. Still, when he made his American television debut against Antonio Nieves, there were murmurs of arrogance from the opposing corner. Nieves, fighting in front of a home audience, carried himself with the confidence of a man who believed the hype around Inoue was inflated. He questioned the level of competition. He suggested the Japanese star had never faced someone with his resilience. It was the kind of pre-fight talk that fuels boxing. But once the bell rang, words stopped mattering. From the opening moments, Inoue's presence felt different. He wasn't reckless. He wasn't wild. He stalked. His jab, sharp, piston-like, and thrown in astonishing volume, immediately set the tone. Analysts often talk about power punchers loading up, searching for the perfect shot. Inoue did the opposite. He built destruction methodically. His jab snapped Nieves' head back again and again, a reminder that true knockout artists don't rely solely on haymakers. They construct endings. CompuBox numbers flashed on the broadcast, underlining what the eyes were already seeing. Inoue threw more jabs per round than nearly any elite fighter in the sport, rivaled only by names like Gennady Golovkin. But what made Inoue's jab terrifying wasn't just frequency. It was authority. Every strike carried menace. Every connection felt like a warning shot before something worse. By the fourth round, Nieves' bravado had evaporated. He was tough, no question about that. He absorbed punishment that would have broken lesser men. But toughness has limits, especially when faced with surgical violence. Inoue's classic 1-2 combinations split the guard with alarming precision. His timing was impeccable. When Nieves tried to circle away, Inoue cut off the ring. When he attempted to trade, Inoue beat him to the punch. There was a growing sense that the American was not in a competitive contest, but in survival mode. Then came the body assault. In the fifth round, Inoue shifted focus. A thudding left hook dug into Nieves' ribs with a sound that echoed through the arena. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't dramatic in the way a headshot knockdown is. But it was devastating. Another hook followed. Then another. Each one landing with sickening consistency. Veterans watching at ringside understood immediately. Body shots like that don't just hurt in the moment. They dismantle a fighter from the inside out. Nieves began to fold. Not dramatically, not all at once, but subtly. His legs betrayed him. His posture sagged. Inoue, sensing weakness, became merciless. He didn't waste punches. He targeted the same area again and again, as if carving a path to the inevitable. By the sixth round, it was less a fight and more an execution in slow motion. The referee watched closely. The commentary team questioned how much more the American could endure. When the bell finally rang to end the punishment, Nieves' corner made the only humane decision possible. They stopped it. Inoue had arrived in America, and he hadn't just won. He had made a statement. The so-called Japan-based fighter had silenced the doubts with controlled brutality. For many observers, that was the night he transitioned from promising champion to legitimate pound-for-pound threat. But if that performance introduced him to the American audience, what came next cemented his global legend. Years later, after becoming undisputed at bantamweight, Inoue sought new mountains to climb. He moved up to 122 pounds and targeted the undefeated unified champion, Stephen Fulton. Fulton was not a brawler. He was slick, technical, intelligent. He possessed a reach advantage and the confidence of a man who believed skill would neutralize power. In the build-up, he dismissed Inoue as too small, too short, too reliant on knockouts. His camp even accused Inoue of wrapping his hands illegally in previous fights, implying his power came from unfair advantages rather than natural gifts. The tension was palpable. This wasn't just champion versus champion. It was a clash of reputations. From the opening round, Inoue made it clear he had studied every nuance of Fulton's style. He didn't rush recklessly into range. He measured. He probed with that familiar jab. Fulton attempted to establish his own rhythm, but he found himself beaten to the punch repeatedly. Inoue's speed wasn't just quick, it was disruptive. It fractured timing. It forced hesitation. By the third round, Fulton's footwork had slowed. His jab, once considered his greatest weapon, was being outclassed. Inoue wasn't merely walking him down. He was outboxing the boxer. He mixed levels beautifully, stabbing to the body before whipping shots upstairs. Every combination was compact and efficient. Every exchange ended with Fulton absorbing the more meaningful blows. The arena buzzed with growing realization. This was supposed to be competitive. This was supposed to test Inoue's ceiling. Instead, it looked like a masterclass. Midway through the fight, Fulton attempted to shift tactics, pressing forward in hopes of reclaiming initiative. But Inoue's composure never wavered. He blocked and deflected shots with subtle movements, then countered with precision. A sharp right hand in the 7th round visibly shook the American. The tide had fully turned. Then, in the 8th, the dam broke. A crushing right hand detonated on Fulton's jaw. Inoue chased him down with predator's instinct, trapping him against the ropes. The follow-up barrage was ruthless, clean, accurate, and overwhelming. Fulton crumbled under the assault. The referee stepped in as the Japanese star stood poised and calm amid the wreckage. No controversy. No excuses. In his debut at Super Bantamweight, Inoue had dismantled an undefeated unified champion. That was the night many declared him a true pound-for-pound king. Yet even legends are tested. On May 4, 2025, inside the bright lights of the T-Mobile Arena, Inoue faced Raone Cardenas, a hungry American challenger with a dangerous left hook and nothing to lose. The odds were astronomical in Inoue's favor. Few believed Cardenas posed a genuine threat. But boxing has a way of humbling assumptions. Early in the fight, Cardenas showed no fear. He pressed forward, testing Inoue's guard and timing counters carefully. Then, in the 2nd round, it happened. As Inoue attacked, he left a small defensive gap. Cardenas' left hook exploded across his jaw. The arena gasped as the monster hit the canvas. For a split second, shock replaced certainty. Inoue had been dropped, only the 2nd time in his career. Questions flooded the air. Had the power failed to carry up in weight? Was complacency creeping in? But champions reveal themselves in crisis. Inoue rose before the count finished, eyes clear, expression composed. There was no panic in his corner, no visible doubt in his body language. When the 3rd round began, he fought differently, more disciplined, more calculating. He applied pressure without overextending. He adjusted his angles, pulled away from the left hook that had betrayed him, and resumed his systematic breakdown. Cardenas continued to fight bravely, swinging with intent and refusing to wilt. But Inoue's experience and ring IQ began to surface. He attacked the body with renewed emphasis, digging hooks beneath the high guard. He varied speed and trajectory, forcing Cardenas to defend multiple threats at once. By the 6th round, the punishment accumulated. Inoue unleashed combinations that blended head and body attacks seamlessly. Cardenas' resistance was admirable, but cracks were forming. The Japanese champion's right hand snapped his head back. Hooks thudded against ribs. The pace became suffocating. In the 7th, Inoue sensed the shift. He tightened his defense, nullifying the left hook that had once floored him. Then he opened up. A crushing right hand sent Cardenas staggering. Moments later, another detonated cleanly, dropping the challenger to the canvas. The bell offered temporary salvation, but it was only delaying the inevitable. Early in the 8th round, Inoue closed the show. A precise flurry pierced the guard, overwhelming Cardenas against the ropes. The referee intervened as the monster stood dominant once more. He had been tested. He had been dropped. And he had responded not with desperation, but with evolution. That is what separates great fighters from generational ones. Power can intimidate. Speed can dazzle. But adaptability defines legends. From silencing American doubters in his debut, to dismantling a slick, undefeated champion, to surviving a knockdown under the neon lights of Las Vegas and finishing emphatically, Naoya Inoue proved repeatedly that his violence is not chaos. It is calculated. It is refined. It is inevitable. The monster didn't just shock America. He forced it to believe.